Hi, this is Tim Clancy for the National Coordinator Selection Process for Mind's Eye Theater. Question number 3, praise in public, punish in private. Again, like, share, follow, join the Facebook group. All the links below the video, including a report I'm going to mention, you'll find that in the comments to the video. So this question is, do you agree, it's a two-parter, do you agree with the policy of praise in public, punish in private when it comes to members? And as a follow-up, should we have a secondary policy that when someone goes online and goes public with something, but it's false or we think it's incorrect, should we be able to correct it, just sort of correct the record? So my view of this, again, is I don't agree with it. If you look in my written responses, there's a situation where I talk about writing the board in 2016 with the concerns. And one of those concerns, I kind of call it the mesmerda, right? Which is like the omerta, the mafia term for the code of silence. This praise in public, punish in private had created unintentionally this kind of code of silence. Everyone knew things were going on, but no one could talk about them. And that really created this really perverse situation where the people who were breaking the rules, well, they broke the rules. And the people who were suffering from them couldn't get together and find that these were patterns of behavior. So I think unintentionally that policy contributed broken stairs. Worse, when I became ANC arbitration, this is after Jen had gotten appointed, I did a search on the archives, right? And I'll talk about this a little more in depth. There were a period of about 4 years where I couldn't find a credible case of harassment being investigated. So there's a real question. When everything's private, is it praise in public, punish in private? Or is it praise in public, look the other way in private? And there's no way to find out. Unfortunately, this kind of devolves into a binary argument in the club. It's either complete transparency or everything's confidential. Well, I think there's a third way. And I actually put this in place when I was ANC arbitration. I released a preliminary report. You'll find the link in the comments. And this was in January of 2018. I'd done about 60-something cases by then. And in this report, we removed all personal information. There wasn't any region or time or domain or membership. It was just 63 cases, how they fell out, where they got resolved, what was the punishment, what was the general topic they were in. And the key here is to give enough information for members to have data, right? Do they think this is credibly being handled? It's fair, it's reasonable. And if they don't, they have something they can challenge the club on, but it's not getting down in the weeds of who did what or all that. It's kind of a third way middle path that I believe is kind of what this club needs. Now, that way we can talk openly about our problems. The second part of this question was, do I agree that if someone's out there on social media in a serious case, not for something minor, but spreading what I think is untrue or inaccurate representations, should we combat that? And I say absolutely. Now, I don't think this is a power of the NC unilaterally. I'd say get the board to approve it so that we as a club have surrounded, but this isn't to protect the reputation of the club. Let's be honest, the reputation of the club, not so great. But what I don't think people realize is when these social media campaigns go out there and paint this picture of wildly unfair processes, and again, I'm not going to speak to anything that happened before before Jen Kuiper was NC, because there were some legitimate problems. But we have worked very hard to make credible processes since then. And when someone goes out and just makes wild accusations, it's not so much they're hurting the reputation of the club, it's they're jeopardizing the future credibility of the process. The participants in these processes, whether they're accusers or accused, they need to know they're getting a fair shake, that they're being treated credibly, fairly, in procedural ways that are regular and normal. And if they don't have that confidence because, someone's got on social media or something like that, they're going to not want to participate. So I do think we should respond, but it should be just enough to clear the record. And again, that's my view. So make your voices heard, and like, share, follow, and join the Facebook group below. We will get to question 4 here right next. Thanks. Bye.